Hello and welcome. My name is Carrie Taylor, and I am pleased to lead you through this Stretch Away Your Day Yin class. So grab yourself a bolster or a pillow, maybe a blanket, some socks, and we'll meet back on the mat. So tonight's class is going to stretch away your day. So we're going to start lying down in Shavasana. So getting yourself comfortable, stretching your legs out, laying all the way down, letting your arms relax by your sides. Maybe your hands are facing upward. Just connecting with the floor, feeling that beautiful support beneath you. Before we begin our stretches, we'll just get centered here. So closing your eyes, checking in to see how you're feeling after your busy day. Allowing your shoulders to relax. Feeling your shins and your heels. I guess it would be your calves and your heels touching the mat and the floor. Maybe your hips, and your upper back, and the back of your head, all nicely supported. Maybe even bringing your hands onto your lower abdomen. Breathing all the way into your belly. Letting your hands expand. And then letting them sink back down. And as you breathe, maybe getting that lovely ujjayi breath, the hollow sound in the back of your throat. That sound like a seashell against your ear. And that simple hollow sound gives your parasympathetic nervous system the message to rest and digest. Allowing yourself to transition from the busyness of your day into the slow, steady poses of yin. And while you're here, transitioning into a relaxed state, I'd like to share with you Zach Beach's poem called Yield. Allow yourself to yield. Allow yourself to slow down. Allow yourself to find a new pace of life. The more you slow down, the more you can see and notice. As birds quiet their song when darkness falls, as the caterpillar wraps itself in the warmth of a death, as winds decide they have blown enough seeds off the trees and the lake becomes clear again, find your calm. There is an eye in the storm. It is found in the center, where the winds of change do not disturb you. There is no more need to take ammunition to the sculpture of your life. Your purpose is not a project to be pummeled and molded into some small-minded picture, but invited to blossom, to open before you in a miracle of unfolding vision. As the river opens its mouth to the ocean, relax and listen to your soul's song. So from here, let's take our arms and reach them over our head. Maybe bending your elbows and grabbing hold of each of your elbows with your hands. We're going to take our feet over to the right side of our mat, and then we're going to take our head and our arms over to the right top corner of our mat, coming into a banana shape. So stretching out left side of your body here. Breathing into that space. And with yin, you want to make sure that any muscles that don't need to be working are relaxing. So relaxing your face and your shoulders. You might want to even take your left ankle and cross it over your right. Getting a deeper stretch along that left side body. Breathing all the way down into your belly. Allowing your breath to slow down. Allowing yourself to get into the connective tissues, into the ligaments and the tendons. And we'll take 5 more breaths in this shape. And then you can take your left foot off of your right ankle, bringing your feet back to center, bringing your head and arms back to center. And before we go to the other side, we'll bring our knees in, giving yourself a lovely hug here, pulling those knees in towards your chest. And then we'll stretch the legs back out, bringing the arms back overhead. We're going to take our arms and our head to the left corner of our mat, taking your feet to the bottom left corner. Maybe taking your right ankle, crossing it over your left. Closing your eyes here. Breathing all the way down into your belly. Letting anything that doesn't need to be working relax. Following the flow of your breath. Be coming back to that beautiful ujjayi breath. Hollow sound in the back of your throat. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And then we'll take the right leg off the left, bringing yourself back to center, head and shoulders back to center, bringing your knees back in for a nice big hug. And then from here, we'll bring our feet back down to the mat. We're going to let our knees open up. If your hips are a little tight, you might want to put some pillows or props underneath your knees. If they feel okay like this, with your feet together in a butterfly, you can place your hands onto your belly. Again, closing your eyes. And maybe with each breath, letting those knees relax down a little bit more. Allowing your hips to relax. Feeling the stretch in the inner thigh and groin area. While you're here, just observing your thoughts, allowing each thought that arises to float on by, not attaching, just watching as it floats by like a fluffy white cloud. Not getting caught in the weeds of your mind. We'll take 10 more breaths here. Breathing all the way down into your belly. Then you can take your hands to your thighs and slowly bring your knees back up. We'll take our feet out to the edges of the mat and just let the knees go from one side back to center and then to the other. Coming into a little windshield wiper, back and forth. And then we'll bring our knees back up to center, bringing your feet a little closer together. We'll take our arms out into a T position. We're going to let the knees float down to the right, making any adjustments to your legs so that it feels right for you. Making sure your shoulders are resting on the floor. And then taking your head and look over towards the left. And breathing all the way down the length of your spine. As you exhale, allowing your back to relax a little bit more. Letting go of your day, letting go of all of those responsibilities. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And then slowly bringing your knees and your head back to center. Bringing the knees in, maybe placing a hand on each knee, and we'll just make some circles with your knees going one way and then the other. Maybe taking your knees in different directions. See how that feels for you. And then we'll set our feet back down onto the floor, taking your arms out into a T position, letting the knees float down to the left, head goes to the right, making sure that it feels right for you, making any adjustments with your shoulders, your knees. Closing your eyes, letting go. If you're feeling any tension, any tightness, just sending your breath into those spots. As you exhale, allowing the tension to dissolve away. Allowing your back to unlock, feeling everything softening as your day melts away. 5 more breaths here. And then bringing your head and your knees back to center. We'll just slowly roll to our side, bringing ourselves back up to a seated position. We're going to stretch our legs out, give them a little wiggle. Maybe taking your bolster or your pillow and setting it on your legs. If your back is tender, you might want to have your knees slightly bent and maybe even putting that bolster or pillow under your knees. If your back feels okay, we're going to slowly fold over our hips. You can use your stacked fists to bring your head up a little more. Coming into a little caterpillar pose. Letting your shoulders relax. Face softening. Breathing all the way down to the base of your spine. And as you exhale a little bit more, you might find you sink a little deeper into this pose. While you're here, noticing where there's resistance. Maybe sending some loving thoughts into those areas. Making sure there's no sharp pains. Just a gentle stretch. And we'll take 5 more breaths here. And very slowly bringing yourself back up. Maybe moving your pillow away. Give your legs a little shake and maybe flexing and pointing your toes. We're going to swing our legs around, and you might want to use your pillow or your prop. You can place it in between your shins and your thighs. Sitting down brings your hips up a little bit higher. We're going to work on stretching out the upper back. So if you've been working on a computer, doing a lot of shoulder rolling, we're going to see if we can release some of that tension. So take your arms out like wings. We're going to bring the right elbow under the left and see if you can bring your palms together. Maybe lifting your elbows up as you inhale and bringing them back down as you exhale. Moving up and down with your breath. And I like to imagine my upper back maybe has gills like a fish. They open and close as I breathe. So with your breath flowing into the upper back, releasing any tension that might have built up over your work day. And then just letting your elbows relax down. I'm going to slowly fold over our hips, bringing the arms down towards the floor. Taking a couple breaths here. And then slowly bringing yourself back up. Let's uncross the arms, stretching them back out. And we'll do the other side. Left elbow coming under the right. Bringing the palms together. Breathing into that upper back. Maybe lifting your elbows up as you inhale. And back down as you exhale. Moving back and forth. With your breath. Releasing any stress or tension from your upper back. And letting your elbows relax down. We'll hinge forward again, bringing your arms and your head down towards the floor. Breathing all the way up the back body. And then we'll slowly lift ourselves back up, uncrossing your arms, taking any props out of the way. We're going to come to face the front of your mat onto your hands and knees. We'll do a little melting heart. So taking your arms a little bit forward, we'll let our head come down towards the mat. If your shoulders are tight, you might want to open your arms a little bit more. Making sure that it feels okay for you. Hips stay up towards the ceiling. Allowing your chest to sink down towards the floor. If you feel up for it and your back feels okay, you can always bring your chin to the mat. But always listening to your body, making sure it feels right for you. Allowing that upper back to relax as you sink your heart down towards the mat. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And then slowly sliding your hands back underneath your shoulders, coming back up. We're going to come into a winged dragon. So taking your right leg forward, sinking your hips down, we'll bring our hands to the inside of that right foot, letting your right knee wing out like a winged dragon. So getting into your hips here. If you've been sitting all day, it's a good hip stretch. Allowing your hips to relax. If your left knee is feeling a little tender, you can always put a blanket under that knee, pat it up so it feels right for you. And if you want to go a little bit deeper in this pose, you can bring your elbows down towards the mat or even place your pillow underneath and coming down onto your bolster or your pillow. So depending on your flexibility, where you want to be, just making sure that it feels right for you, letting that right knee just hang out there, letting your head relax, breathing down into your belly. Shoulders relaxing, face softening. And if your arms are bent, we'll slowly bring ourselves back up, letting that right leg come back behind. And let's settle into child's pose before we do the other side. So taking your knees nice and wide, and then letting yourself sink down towards the floor. You can stack your fists if you'd like. You can put a prop or a pillow under your hips if that feels good, or under your head, making it as comfortable as possible. Letting yourself be fully supported by the floor. Just observing what is going on for you as you settle here. Observing if your thoughts are in the past, or maybe your thoughts are in the future. And see if you can bring those thoughts to your breath. Staying in the present moment. And then we'll slowly come back up, bringing the knees back underneath your hips. Let's take the left leg forward, sinking into our winged dragon on this side. So hands come onto the inside of that left foot, letting your left knee just relax out. Breathing, seeing how this side feels. Each side is different, so making sure it feels right for you. And you might find this side you want to just stay like this. Or maybe you're finding it a little bit easier. You can come down either onto your block or your pillow, bolster. Letting yourself settle here. Relaxing the muscles in your left leg. Getting into the connective tissues. Sending some loving breaths down into those beautiful hips. And if your arms are bent, you can straighten them out again. Let's bring that left leg back. And just taking your hips from side to side, little puppy dog wagging its tail. And then we'll swing our legs back around and bringing your feet together, little butterflies sitting up, letting those knees flutter up and down. Taking a moment to connect with your feet, warming them up. If you have socks, if you wanted to put those on, you can. You want to give your feet a little massage, you can do that too. And then taking your feet a little further away from your body, we'll wrap our hands around our toes and slowly lower our head down towards our feet. You're welcome to use your bolster or pillow here if you want. You can stack your fists and letting your head rest. Shoulders softening. Jawline relaxed. Breathing all the way up that back body. We'll take 5 more breaths here. And very slowly bringing yourself back up, bringing the knees up with you, maybe wrapping your arms around your knees, bringing your head down, giving yourself a beautiful hug, giving yourself the message that you are loved. Then we'll get ourselves set up into our final shape. So you can take your bolster and place it under your knees if you'd like. You can get your blankets on you, getting yourself cozy, and then laying all the way down onto your mat. Letting yourself settle here in Shavasana. Taking a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Letting out a sigh. Closing your eyes. Giving yourself permission to rest, to integrate all of the poses, all of those beautiful shapes. Bringing your awareness down to the tips of your toes. Imagine relaxing energy flowing down each of your toes, relaxing all the way through to the bones. And this relaxation flows down to the balls of your feet, to the arches, and all the way down to your heels. Feeling your feet relaxed and letting go. And it slowly moves around your ankles. Begins to travel up your shins and through your calves. Moving over your knees and through your thighs, massaging, relaxing all the muscles here. Relaxing all the way through to your bones. It slowly moves around your hips, traveling up through your pelvic floor to your abdomen, moving in a clockwise direction, massaging and relaxing all the muscles here. It spreads out around your rib cage and settles back to your tailbone. Very slowly and gently begins to roll up your back, relaxing all the muscles along the way. Reaching your shoulders, releasing any last bits of stress or tension from your day. as it flows down your arms, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Feeling your arms relaxed and letting go. It moves up your neck and across your jawline. Maybe feeling your cheeks sinking in. Feeling all the muscles in your face softening. Entire body totally relaxed. Taking this opportunity to enjoy this peaceful state. And while you're here, I'd like to share Zach Beach poem called Trust. Trust in the deeper you that is slowly emerging from winter's hibernation. Trust in the winds of change carrying your wings forward and the infinite joy laying just beyond each feather. Trust that God made your birthday suit, a gown for life's great ball, squeezing light into every fold, stitch, and sequin. Trust that lasting happiness goes beyond temporary gratifications and is found in the deep work of uncovering. Trust in the path unfolding before you, even if the destination is not clear. Trust in the release of your struggle, in the calling of your soul, that today is a new beginning, this moment an apple ripe for the picking, and the world with outstretched arms is beckoning you forward. And with that meditative poem in mind, bringing a full breath into your belly, trusting that everything is as it should be, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly bringing yourself back up to a seated position when you're ready. And sitting comfortably, getting your spine nice and long, maybe bringing your thumb and your first finger together. Other fingers can be resting out. We'll bring our voices together with the sound of Om 3 times. Taking a nice full breath in. Bringing your hands together at your heart center, and have a wonderful evening. Namaste.